12:01 a.m. East Coast time. Arthur Blank fires Arthur Smith of the Atlanta Falcons.
Wasted no time.
Saying that he's not utilizing their weapons. He does have Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I can't really blame him for that. But at the same time, quarterback is an issue. And if you don't have anybody to distribute the ball to any of those guys, that, my friend, is an issue. And Desmond Ridder, not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. Taylor Heineke, not that guy, pal, either.
I think they would have been better with Heineke than with Ridder. Like, that's how bad Ridder was.
It was bad. It got really bad.
Bad.
But it was also... Like, you fire Arthur, and this is the thing with some of these coaches, that you fire Arthur Smith because they drafted Desmond Ridder, and you have to see what you get, right? You have to see what you have at that quarterback position, so you have to play him. And that everybody wants to jump in and out of guys so quickly, but it really does takes you like a season worth of games till you know, and you start having the idea of what this guy really is. Right. And you knew that he went through this year, and you're like, last year, no, you just still didn't know. You tried to go Mariota, then you put him in at the end of the year. And this year you start the year with him, and you're like, no, he's not it. That's Arthur Smith's fault. That Desmond Ridder isn't the quarterback of the future for them. How much say he had in drafting Desmond Ridder, I don't know. But at the same token, them's the breaks when you're a coach in the NFL, right?
Yeah, well, especially when you're an offensive guy. You're supposed to make them work. But, I mean, even when he was at Tennessee, as good as those Tennessee offenses were that he was the offensive coordinator for, they were good because he had a good O-line and he ran the football because he never had a star QB.
And he made Ryan Tannehill look competent.
That's the best he did.
Yeah.
He made Ryan Tannehill a slightly above average NFL quarterback.
Yep. So Arthur Smith is out in Atlanta. Then Ron Rivera, as we all kind of expected, he's out in D.C. He was fired early this morning.
I feel like he was fired in November.
They hired Bob Myers, former Warriors executive, along with Rick Spielman, former Vikings GM. At least they got a football guy in there to help with this search, but Bob Myers, the basketball guy. All right. Okay, Josh Harris.
I think Josh Harris forgot which team he was hiring for.
Evaluate leadership, and Bob Myers is going to be on that old hiring committee there.
If you can build a winner in basketball, you can build a winner in football. Isn't that dodgeball?
That is dodgeball. You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
You can build a winner here, you can build a winner there.
So we're going to find out kind of where DC wants to go, and apparently the reports out of New England are, and I don't think that if you part ways with Bill Belichick, it's not a Black Monday firing.
He gets his own day.
24 years, he deserves more than getting fired on Black Monday. But this morning, Bill Belichick did do his press availability, and he said he's open and willing to do whatever's best for the organization, whether that is being the coach next year, not being the GM. He was just kind of non-committal on all of that, just saying, I'm going to do the best work that I can possibly do.
Being Bill.
He is likely gone, and they're going to try to trade him, which if you got a guy with another year, go ahead and trade him. But here's the other thing is that we still don't know how much Bill Belichick gets paid. Think of that. He has been with the New England Patriots for 24 years. He has a fistful of Super Bowls, and you don't have a cap on how much you can pay a coach. How much do we think Bill Belichick is getting paid?
He's also their GM too.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Not great at it, but...
So do we know... So the top guy is... They're hovering around, what, the 12 million mark, I believe? Top NFL? He's got to be 13 or 14.
Like, you've seen everything from as high as, like... Does Bill Belichick make $25 million a year? Does he make $14 or $15 million a year? Like, people are ballparking it at around like $20 million a year. Is that what somebody's going to pay him?
Well, that's why he has to get rid of all of his players so early, right before they get paid so that he can get paid. No, that seems high to me, but I would think that he would be the highest paid NFL coach.
He should be.
Well deserved.
He should be.
At probably 13 and a half, 14 million.
Yeah. I bet it's higher. More.
Really?
More.
He's like, well, I do 2 jobs, so I should be paid for those 2 jobs.
But he is likely, in all likelihood,
Not doing
out
2 jobs well.
in New England. Yeah,
He did for a long time, though.
Giants are cleaning house. They have not fired Brian Daboll, but they have Wink Martindale, their defensive coordinator, has resigned. They fired their special teams coordinator. The running backs coach is gone. He's going to go to Syracuse to be an offensive coordinator. Their offensive line coach was fired today as well.
I'm surprised that the Giants and Wink Martindale couldn't make a deal.
I see what you did there. Wink Martindale, host of Let's Make a Deal. That's a show. You'd probably have no idea what Let's Make a Deal is.
I was like, you're really big.
They have a new one, though, now with isn't it Wayne Brady?
Yeah, that was a high-level joke, and
I'm not going to lie. I was like, wow,
okay.
big Wink Brady fan over there,
Yeah.
or whatever his name is. Like, I didn't know you were a big fan of the defense going out in New York.
That was a high-level joke, though. I understood it. I'm sorry I had to explain it for Will.
I apologize.
It's not his fault.
I'll start making Spy Kid jokes again, and then no one will get any jokes.
He was negative 25 years old when that show was being aired. I don't blame you for that, Will. That's not your fault. That's not your fault either, Russ. There's no blame to be placed on this.
It's just a generational gap. It happens,
generation gap.
Maybe 2 in there. Maybe 2 generations have been gapped in you, and Let's Make a Deal with Wink Martindale. But a rather quiet Black Monday. We could see Nick Sirianni being canned after the playoffs next week, though. That's a rumor that's out there. I mean, we could see a couple playoff coaches.
The way Philadelphia works too, I almost feel like Sirianni's gone. Because think about it. At one point, you were 10-1 this year.
Yeah.
If you bet the Eagles over at the beginning of the year in win total, you have to feel pretty good at 10-1 because it was 11. You pushed. They won 1 game the rest of the year.
You got the push.
They look horrible.
All right, well, let's talk about that. Meltdowns to end Week 18 in the NFL. The Eagles were 1. The Jags are another. They were sitting pretty, too. This is Danny Dusty on The Fan.